If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
So it is the holiday season, which means you're probably decorating your house or looking for fun things to do while the kids are out of school. And Ben, I know you grew up crafting because your mom is an aficionado of crafts.
Certainly did. It was one of the biggest things that we did in my house during the holidays was just a whole bunch of different types of crafts. But I think you've got a new one for us.
I do, but before we get into that, do you have a childhood favorite? What was your favorite craft to make?
I think the favorite one that we made as a kid were we would make kits of stick horses.
Okay.
So with wooden dowels, we would use some of those classic, Heinz socks with just the sock puppet socks.
And then you just tie them with some string. I used to make ornaments with my grandma and my cousins every year. But we are going to show you a fun and easy way to make paper bag snowflakes. These are gorgeous decorations. Plus you can keep them up through the winter season because they're snowflakes. They're not necessarily Santa or reindeer or bright lights.
Well, and especially around here, we've got the Christmas lights up all year round. We've got the decorations around all year. It's a great addition to the house.
It really is. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So what you want to do is you can use brown bags or white. We chose white today because
Snowflakes.
Easy, duh. So we're going to go ahead and we each are going to get 8 paper bags. Sure. So we're going to go ahead and separate those out. But what's really great about this, outside of the paper bags, you can do fun concepts. You would need a glue stick or a hot glue gun. So while our hot glue heats up, we're counting out our bags here. And you're basically going to stack them all together with some glue. And then we're just going to cut out some fun shapes here.
Do I actually have 8 here? I do not. There's 8.
All right. 1, 2. So we're just counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect.
All right. Now I've got 8 as well.
So what's great is that this is a cheap and easy and fun holiday craft. If you've got kids, this is a great way to sit around the table and just kind of,
And with so few supplies too, it's something that you can do in your hotel room. It's something that you can get the kids occupied in and engaged in when you're here on vacation too. Don't need a whole lot of setup or preparation.
And you don't really have to plan anything out either. That's the fun part. So, assuming our glue gun is hot, we're going to go ahead and what you're basically going to do is you're going to take your paper bag and you want to make sure that this side is down. So the little flap is down. That's your base. You're just going to put some dots. We'll see if this works here. Just a couple dots along the seam of your paper bag. We'll go ahead and do that. I'll give that to you if you want to stack the next one and just stack them on top.
Just stack them on top with the base put down.
The base down, yep.
Gotcha.
So we'll do the next one. I'll just kind of alternate. Since I'm on the side of the glue gun, I'll take the next one. And so we've got 2 so far here. 2, 3, 4, 5. You just want to give about 5 of them, 5 little dots, just to stick them together. They'll hold longer that way.
Trying to keep everything symmetrical?
Everything's symmetrical. You want to make it nice and perfect. So we've got a few there, and then we'll move on to the next one. And you just kind of keep stacking them until all 8 are glued together. So we'll make this quick here. We'll make 2 snowflakes if we've got time for it. If not,
oh no,
that's okay. You can just pull it off really quickly and flip it over. There we go. And then basically you've kind of got glue on the other side already. So we'll go ahead and stick that one. We'll put a couple dots right there.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of working with hot glue.
Right.
Except it's hot, so
it doesn't melt right away
it
or stick right away.
It doesn't dry right away. You want to make sure that, your little hands, you keep them off. So if you are a mom and you're doing this with a 2 or 3-year-old, you may want to be the one putting the glue onto, onto the paper bags here. But you can use a glue stick, you can use just Elmer's glue, whatever it is. And you just kind of keep putting the dots there. Looks like we might need another glue stick, which is great because these are only about $1.50 at Walmart to buy a pack of 10. So really cheap, easy craft. Made it. Look at that. There we go. Teamwork makes the dream work. So yeah, you just kind of keep doing that until you've got all 8 stacked. Awesome. We're moving on to the next one.
But what's our next step there?
So the next step will be, once these are all glued together, you're just going to take your scissors, and you've got a pair of scissors, so we'll let you work on this one.
Gotcha.
And I'll get started on the next one. And you just kind of cut your shapes however you want to. You don't really have to plan anything. That's the beauty of this arts and craft. And it's like real snowflakes. You know, sometimes I like to catch them on my glove when you're on the chairlift, and you can see all of the detail and all the intricacies of.
I think that's 8.
That looks great. Awesome. No, well, we're adding one more because I put the glue on. So what you're going to do now, Ben, is I'll let you have this stack. So you're going to cut symmetrically on both sides. And just kind of
cutting in.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're cutting not where the bag stacks, but you want to cut like above it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yep, and then symmetrically cut the different shapes. And
don't cut any of
the folded part.
base.
As you can see, you don't want to cut that
Gotcha.
part. So you're going to cut right where the seam is. There's a little bit of a seam, and you want to make sure that you cut there.
Ooh, let's see if my scissors can do it.
If not, I've got a second pair over here.
Let me see about here.
There we go.
See if these might work.
Hair cutting scissors, always good to have them on hand. They're usually a lot sharper.
They usually are.
But you just kind of stack them together, and I'll make a mini one just to demonstrate a little bit more while you cut that. But when you do the 8 of them, it's nice and big and full. So we're going to keep this shape very simple. I've got 1, 2, 3.
Do I want to avoid cutting across the middle line?
You do. You really do. So you don't even have to make them deep cuts. That's the cool part, because once we fan these open, the design is going to be so cool, and we cannot wait to see it. So I'm doing a mini one just to show you kind of what that would look like and what your cuts would look like. So triangles are good. You can just do a nice like little triangle here. And just pull that out if you want to. All right. We'll show you at the end of the show what these will look like. But what's fun about it is you can decorate them. You can put like glitter on them. We've got like tacky spray paint.
Ooh.
So you can spray it and then decorate it with glitter. It makes it a little bit cleaner, but that's why we have paper here. So if we do put glitter on it, you know, you're not throwing it all over the place, but everybody loves the glitter.
Don't end up getting glitter all over everything like the dog.
Exactly. But stay tuned. Ben and I will finish our snowflakes, and you'll see them at the end of the show. But we've got a lot more on today's Colorado Gives episode, so it's going to be a good one.
Good morning, Vail.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these 2 luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there. TVA Vail is serving the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stop by for Good Morning Vail at 7 a.m. and stay all day for lifestyle favorites such as Good Day Vail, Daily Flash, Suki and Scott, and more. And you're sure to find the adventure you crave with back-to-back episodes of Scoreboard Nation and Outdoor America. Find us all day, every day on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on tv8vail.com, and on all our social media platforms. There's more for you on Channel 92.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, we are in that time of the year where open enrollment is happening, and many folks rely on the Medicaid aspect of it. Joining me today is the president of Medicaid at Elevance Health, Kurt Small. Kurt, how are you this morning?
Doing very well, and thank you for having me, Kimberly.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. So Medicaid is a very important benefit for many Americans here in this country. So, what happens if you are to miss the deadline? Tell me more about it.
Really, if you receive information from the state about the potential loss of coverage or miss the deadline, I strongly encourage you to reach out to your Medicaid state agency to ascertain whether you're still eligible for coverage and provide the necessary information to keep your coverage.
Absolutely. And can you share how to determine if you are eligible if you've been disenrolled?
Yeah, the first thing I would do again is call the Medicaid state agency. We've actually seen a large number of individuals be disenrolled for what we call procedural reasons, where the state may not have had the latest information or the latest address for those individuals. Once you call the state agency, if you're not eligible at that point, I would strongly encourage you to go to a simple website, myhealthbenefitfinder.com, and really by answering a few simple questions, you'll be able to determine what types of coverage are available to you.
And that's a great way to shop for your best Medicaid plan. So tell me a little bit more about how you do that.
Sure. If you go to myhealthbenefitfinder.com, you really answer a couple simple questions. It'll tell you or help you understand whether you're still eligible for Medicaid coverage or potentially for subsidized services or subsidized plans in the ACA or the marketplace. So it really looks at your particular situation and then tries to make it really easy for you to identify how you keep and stay covered.
And speaking of keeping your coverage, what resources are available if you determine, if you're making sure that you have no gaps in your coverage?
Sure. One, as we talked a little bit earlier, go into your state agency, or you could go to medicaid.gov to be able to identify the best number to call from a Medicaid perspective, or utilizing myhealthbenefitfinder.com to be able to determine whether ACA plan is best for you, or if you should go back to your Medicaid agency to validate your coverage.
Absolutely. And Kurt, tell me a bit about Elevance Health and what your role is there and how you're helping Americans with their Medicaid coverage.
Sure. My role at Elevance Health is the president of our Medicaid business. And Elevance Health really is a trusted lifetime partner providing health services to a variety of members, whether it be Medicaid members, Medicare members, individuals with employer or group coverage, and other health care services. And really our intent is to help individuals as they move through their life have the appropriate health care services and insurance they need to be able to meet really their needs of themselves and their family.
And can you explain who is eligible for Medicaid coverage?
Sure. The eligibility really is going to depend on the individual person or the individual family. And that's one of the reasons why really going to your state agency, they can walk you through the exact specifics for your situation. And then again, the other option is to use myhealthbenefitfinder.com to be able to help you identify if you want to look at potentially a subsidized ACA or marketplace product.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you mentioned these websites, but do you have one centralized location on where we can look up all of the resources, find out if we're eligible, and what happens if there's a gap in coverage?
Sure. Really the two websites I would use if you believe you're still eligible for Medicaid, really the best one is to go back to your state agency, or you can go to medicaid.gov to identify that number. And then if you want to look at whether it be is Medicaid available, or potentially looking at what types of options would potentially be available on the marketplace or an ACA product, I would go to myhealthbenefitfinder.com.
Well, Kurt, we appreciate all of the information that you've shared and how to find the best coverage and find out if you are still eligible for coverage for Medicaid. We appreciate you, and best of luck as you navigate the rest of this season.
Thanks a lot, Kimberly.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. It is Colorado Gives Day. We've got lots in store. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tva8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tva8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Experience the magic of the season like never before with the Leadville Railroad on our Holiday Express. Gather the family for an enchanting journey filled with dazzling displays of twinkling lights and festive decorations. Create cherished memories that will last a lifetime on this unforgettable train adventure that captures the spirit of the holidays. Booking information at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. Let's take another look at today's weather here at the TV8 Weather Center. Starting off this morning, despite the sunny weather, it's just below freezing there at 8 a.m. at about 28 degrees. Moving on to a high of 50 degrees in the afternoon there. Sunny skies throughout the day with winds from the west-northwest 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we take a look at the hourly forecast there, starting off this morning just a bit below freezing, but warming up to about 42 around noon with that high sometime between noon and 4. staying 42 around 4 p.m. and then starting to cool off around 8 p.m., expecting to be about 31 degrees. As we take a look at the I-70 corridor here in Denver, sunny skies with a high of 61. Vail, still sunny with a high of 50. Avon, sunny skies with a high of 51, and just a little bit cooler in Eagle with a high of 48, but still nice and sunny. As we take a look at the overnight forecast, we got that low there of 18 degrees, clear skies overnight with that sunset at about 4:42 p.m. Still a little bit windy with the winds light and variable throughout the night. As we take a look at the rest of the week there, Wednesday, sunny skies, the high of 55. Thursday, we've got a 20% chance of precipitation, partly cloudy with that high of 44. Friday, we're seeing a 90% chance of snow showers with a high of 32. And then on Saturday, we're seeing partly cloudy skies with a high of 27, which looks like that's going to be the coldest day this week. And then Sunday, we're seeing a 60% chance of scattered snow showers and a high of 35 degrees. Though, even though ski season is underway, it's not the only season that's getting started, and basketball season is kicking off, and we've got Robbie Whittle with the Sports Report to tell us all about it.
All right, thanks for joining us. So the high school hoop season is in full swing here in the Valley, and Eagle Valley High played their first game of the season, girls basketball, against Basalt. Both sitting at 0 wins and 0 losses on the season, Eagle Valley and Basalt matched up for their season openers. Abby Talbot is going to drive inside, miss the two. Basalt comes away with it, but she'll steal the ball back, pass outside. Zakia Sharif misses the three, but Josie Fitzsimmons is there to clean it up for the Devils. Sienna Mandeville will come away with the steal in the backcourt off camera, pass outside to Sharif, who knocks down the three. Sharif then gets the steal and takes it to the basket for the Devils and gets fouled. Back with the ball, it's Eagle Valley. Talbot takes this one to the basket and lays it in for the easy two. Sharif will get another steal, this one off the inbound. She'll pass under the basket to Fitzsimmons, who hits it off the glass for another Devils two. Sharif back with the ball. She passes inside to Talbot, who gives it back to Sharif, who has an open look under the basket and gets it to go for the Devils. Eagle Valley making easy work out of Basalt early. Sharif is going to intercept another pass, her third steal of the day, and draw the foul. Off the inbound, Sharif has it swatted away. Devils get it to Fitzsimmons, who fires the three, no good, recovered by Sharif, who banks it off the glass. She'll then come away with another steal, her fourth of the game, and the Devils will get it to Alondra Ruiz for the basket. Eagle Valley makes easy work out of Basalt in their first game of the year to improve to 1-0. Over at Vail Christian, the girls basketball team has a new head coach, and we caught up with her to see what she's looking forward to most at the helm. Fresh out of Baylor University, the Texan, Savannah Webster, is already making an impact on the Saints girls basketball team.
She's really on top of it and stays on our team, makes sure we're all on it and on time and punctual.
Webster teaches mathematics at Vail Christian, but her passion revolves around the rock. This is her first head coaching job, and she's taking a unique approach.
She just makes it feel like almost a family, like she's just like our sister basically. It's not more of like I'm better than you because I'm your coach kind of dynamic. It's more of just we're all just great friends, and she makes it fun. She makes us work, but she makes it fun, and yet we're still a disciplined team.
To these girls, Coach Webster is already one of them. She explains fitting into their culture is her intention as the new leader of the Saints program.
I want them to love the sport, and I want them to have fun, and I want to be on their team. And so getting to be with them and let them know I'm not going to ever make them do something that I wouldn't do. I want them to love the sport. I want them to want to come back. I want them to be excited about practicing games. And so that's kind of a goal that I had going in. So
Webster believes winning games will come this season as the camaraderie on her team continues to grow. Now, staying with Vail Christian, the boys basketball team, they've got a new head coach too. But there's something else that the team is talking about. Vail Christian boys basketball is eyeing a new season that brings a lot of change. However, senior point guard Will Newman says the shift is working in the Saints' favor.
We lost our coach who's been here for 23 years. Majority of our seniors who scored all of our points. So I think people are going to underestimate us a lot and puts a fire under our belly.
Newman's father, Andrew, is now at the helm of the Saints program after 2 years with the team as an assistant coach. But all the talk around the team revolves around the new freshman.
During our tryouts, we actually ranked everyone, like, say we ran a suicide and you got 9 seconds, or like 25 seconds, that's the first place time, you get 1 point. And the goal is to get the least amount of points throughout the whole tryouts. And out of the top 5 people, we had 3 freshmen. So we're really excited because we have a lot of really young players that are coming in really strong, and we're excited for it.
For Newman and the Saints, there's a lot to look forward to this season, but the rivalry game with Vail Mountain School is on the minds of everyone.
All of those guys, I grew up from 6th grade to now, I've been playing against them. So just so excited to play against them, last year coming out.
Vail Christian boys basketball plays their first game of the season against Lake County December 1st. After chatting with Will Newman, you already know we had to go talk to his dad after practice. So here's our conversation with new head coach of the boys basketball team at Vail Christian, Andrew Newman. So we're with the new head coach of Vail Christian basketball, Andrew Newman. And Coach, you got a new season in front of you. What's kind of the expectation there?
Well, it's really hard to say right now. We're a very green, very young team, but we're super excited. A lot of great kids, a lot of work ethic going on, a lot of effort going in, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, and I was telling you this earlier when we were chatting just a minute ago, but you guys may be a newer team, but it seems like the chemistry is already there. Do you feel like you guys already kind of have that camaraderie on the team?
Yeah, for sure. A couple of the seniors in particular are doing a great job leading us, so they're building that chemistry from the top down, and then the younger guys in each of those classes, there's a couple kids that are really leading their classes, so I'm really happy to see this early in the season, this kind of chemistry.
Okay, in what ways will those seniors come together? You mentioned you have 3, Jack Pryor, Will Newman. How do you think those guys are going to kind of come together and lead this team this season?
Well, they're going to have to really put in a lot of effort on the court, probably getting a lot of minutes out there. Hopefully everybody stays healthy, but it's more their leadership off the court that matters. They're doing a great job really leading these guys and building that chemistry, especially encouraging the younger guys. When you're new to high school basketball or it's your first time on varsity, there's a lot you got to learn. There's a huge learning curve, and those guys are doing a great job encouraging the younger players.
And you may be new to the head coaching role, taking over the helm of this Vail Christian program, but you're not new to the team by any standard. You've been here 2 years, got the torch passed over you from Coach Coons. What was that moment like to be kind of handed the role of this program that's been successful in his 23 years here, to be that guy that he wanted to take over the helm?
Yeah, that was a huge honor. Really grateful for everything that he's done for this school and for this program. And like you said, 23 years, he's built a winning culture, a winning program, a great chemistry. We're going to be keeping a lot of the things that he did and just try to build on the great foundation he's already created.
Okay, and you mentioned, not a lot's going to change. That winning culture is hopefully going to stick around too with you at the helm. But what things may change under your leadership?
We're going to keep trying to maintain a pretty high tempo. This valley is a valley that has a lot of great athletes. We've got a lot of great athletes on this team, so can work really hard to keep pushing the tempo and really working to have a high character team that in everything we do, we're trying to reflect the values of this school.
Okay, and you mentioned you got a scrimmage with Battle Mountain coming up. Obviously, that's an exhibition game against, another Valley team, so you probably want to do pretty well in that matchup, but what kind of makes that a good game from y'all, how you show up against Battle Mountain?
Well, it's going to be interesting because we're only going to have about 6 practices with this green group of guys before we hit that scrimmage, so we're still learning each other's names, let alone all the offenses, defenses, so a lot of it's just going to be going out there and playing good basketball. It is fun, though, to be playing inter-valley teams. A lot of these guys play together in the off season, so they all know each other, and so what's really fun is those friendships, knowing the coaches, knowing the guys, the friendships off the court, and then you get on the court, all of a sudden game's on, it's competition, and even though in a scrimmage, you're not supposed to keep score, I can promise you every one of our guys, they're going to know the score in their own heads, so we'll have a good time.
And speaking about playing, inter-valley teams, you guys play Vail Mountain School twice a year. That's the big rivalry in this valley for y'all. What's it going to be like, you think, just getting on the court as the head coach of this team and playing them this year for your first time at the helm?
Yeah, this year we're going to be playing them at their gym. Their gym is always packed. It's a tight gym. It'll be a full house, I'm sure. And like you said, it's an in-valley competition, so this should be a really good time. It's going to be a tough game. They always play a tough game. They're a very well-coached team. They're very strategic in the way they play the game, so it's going to be a really tough game for sure.
How have you kind of grown to appreciate this rivalry between Vail Christian and Vail Mountain School in your 2 years prior to taking over this team?
Well, it's always one of the games we have circled on our calendar, and I'm sure they do as well. It's just a good time. I mean, off the court, you want to be able to say you won that game this year, you know. So they'll have a great program. They always have a great program. Hopefully we'll be strong as well, and it should be a really tight game.
Okay, and you mentioned Plateau Valley this season as being a big contender. Obviously, you may have a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth after last season, but what are you looking to get out of that matchup this year with them?
Well, we're going to learn a lot where we stand. They're third game of the season, so we have the home opener, and then we've got them on the 5th of December. And as you mentioned, they beat us twice in a row last year, 2 out of 3 games in a row. So that'll be a really tough team. They've got most of their starting lineup returning from that state team that went to state last year, and it'll be a really good way for us to find out, you know, where we stand compared to the rest of the conference, and where we stand even in terms of being a potential state contender.
Mm-hmm. And this may be the hardest question I ask you all day, but if you could just narrow it down, what do you think you're looking forward to the most in this new season?
Wow. I just honestly enjoy being on the court with these guys. I mean, it's an awesome group of guys. I've mentioned I grew up in a gym basically with my dad being a coach, and so the chance just to be in the gym with a great group of guys, obviously the competition, doing a little bit of mentoring along the way, and I hope we get a couple wins as well. That'd be great.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Anything you want to add?
No, just grateful for the opportunity.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Make sure to continue coming back to us for all the latest sports coverage here in the Valley and beyond. We'll catch you next time.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
At Revival Boutique Med Spa, we take an integrative and holistic approach to skincare, focusing on the bigger picture when treating our clients. We use only result-driven and science-based products that contain clean, organic, wild-crafted, and research-based ingredients. From injectables, facials, to body contouring, we offer anything related to looking your best self. Find us in the Riverwalk in Edwards. For a complete list of services, visit us online at revivalvail.com. Follow us on Instagram at Revival Vail Valley. Fall in love with your skin again. There's lots to love at Revival. Mind, body, beauty.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. One of my favorite things about the Valley is the entrepreneurial spirit that's always in evidence throughout the Vail Valley. And Kim Smith, one of the Valley's business coaches, sat down with the owner of Dogma Athletica to talk about how he transitioned into owning a gym and how they're working to get off the ground. Let's take a look.
Hi there, welcome to this edition of Adventures in Coaching. I'm Kim Smith and I'm a career and business success coach. And recently we've been talking about a lot of various coaching topics, including how important it is to define and align your purpose, how to identify limiting beliefs, and a lot about how to change your mindset for success. And we're going to be shifting gears a little bit and switching it up, and I'm going to be interviewing some community members about these topics and their journeys to their success. So with me today is Dan from Dogma Athletica. He's the owner there. Welcome, Dan.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's so great to have you. We've talked a few times, and I've always been really inspired by how you've integrated purpose and a lot of these things into your life and your career. So please tell me a little bit about your journey.
Sure, well thank you for the compliment, I appreciate that. My journey, I'm going to go back to when I graduated from college, because really at that point in my life was when I identified the need to really have purpose and definition around my career path as a young individual, and defining what meaning was to me and what goals were to me. And so I've been a longtime believer in sitting down every once in a while and saying, all right, what's my purpose? What's my mission? What are my values that I'm living out in my day-to-day family life, career life, social life, all of that?
Yeah, and I love how you integrate it to really all aspects of your life, not just your career. And the other thing that really stands out to me is that you did it at a very young age, whereas a lot of people that I talk to, they don't really have any idea of like kind of where they're going and just try out a lot of different things. So how did that make a difference for you in your career path?
It really helped me identify when opportunities would come up, what were the right opportunities and what were the wrong opportunities for me.
Yeah.
Because when I took the time to write out my personal values, what was important to me, and how those values translated into what I wanted my mission to be for my career, it made it really easy when something came up. It might have looked really attractive at first glance, but when I would reflect back on, hey, does this reflect my values? Does this help me live out my mission? And if the answer was no to those, then I identified quickly like, all right, this isn't the right opportunity for me.
Yeah, that is just such a great example of everything that I try to talk to people about and how important that is. So tell me, we've talked a little bit about how you worked in one industry in the corporate world for a while and then decided to make a really big shift.
Yeah, so this comes back to that values and mission piece. It's interesting, when Yahoo first came about, Yahoo emails, I actually wrote out my mission statement and I emailed it to myself so I could like have a ready repository that I was able to come back to years later and kind of look at that mission and say, hey, is that still true? And so I developed this practice of every couple of years taking a little miniature sabbatical, getting away on my own, and kind of thinking about those values. Were they still consistent with where I was in life and that mission? And did I feel like I was still in that season of life that mission was central to me? And so for the longest time, my mission was to use my God-given skills and abilities to create job opportunities and to help businesses grow through a finance role. And over the course of the last several years, I just felt the winds of change. And when I sat down about 3 years ago to do my little miniature sabbatical, I said, that's not my mission anymore. I don't feel that as a calling. And what I identified is that I needed to take some time to transition to find what that calling was. And so I actually did like a 3 hours type of framework for myself. I said, all right, I'm going to retire from the corporate world in order to recover for a little bit. I'm going to reorient, and that reorientation was using that sabbatical to do some volunteer work and to kind of identify, hey, what is the mission for me, and then redirect. And that redirect was identifying, hey, I don't want to use finance as a way of helping people out. I want to use fitness as a way of helping people out. And so I wrote my new mission statement, which was to use fitness and health and welfare to help individuals realize their goals and objectives in life. And that's what led us to acquire Dogma Athletica, and that's what brought us, my wife and I, to the Vail Valley.
Wow, that's a great story. And along the way, did you ever, have any limiting beliefs or fears that came up about making such a drastic change in your career after having a successful career for quite a while?
Certainly lots of uncertainty, and uncertainty can lead to fear or self-doubt. It's interesting, you mentioned as limiting thoughts in the coaching business that we do, and we do a lot of performance coaching for athletes. We approach it as performance psychology, and we phrase it as negative thoughts. So how do you stop negative thoughts? And it applies to you and I as individuals, as business people. And the practice that I identified is really kind of cognitive behavior oriented, where it's identifying when a negative thought comes up, thinking about like, all right, what is that thought? Where is it coming from? To some extent, even recognizing what's the physical sensation that you feel with that negative thought, but then developing a toolkit where you redirect. So you hear that negative thought or you feel that negative thought coming up and envisioning like a stop sign and saying, all right, stop that thought process. Then having a redirect which is prepared for that. So that thought process for me was, I don't know sales and marketing. How am I going to do this as a business owner? It's all about sales and marketing. The redirect was, hey, I've mastered lots of new skills over the course of my career history. This is a new skill that I have the ability to master it. So let me lay out the action plan for how I'm going to master sales and marketing to move forward.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so much like what I talk about when I say taking a challenge and making it an opportunity. Figuring out, how it can benefit you. What is the solution? What is the outcome going to be? And, when you did that, did it help you to really hang on to those goals?
Absolutely. It was instrumental in not just hanging on to the goals, but achieving the goals and having a healthier mental attitude towards that challenge. Just like you said, it's not a challenge, it's an opportunity. And I said, hey, this is something for me to develop that I haven't done in the past. This is really exciting versus really scary.
Right. And tell me a little bit about, along the way, about your support system.
Family, friends, colleagues. Having a trusted set of advisors is really important in terms of friends, colleagues, coaches like yourself that you can turn to and say, here are the things that I'm dealing with or the challenges that I'm trying to address. Give me your thoughts and input. Here's my plan. What do you think of my plan? Type of thing.
That's amazing because a lot of times it stays in the head until you kind of start putting it out there and verbalizing.
That's right.
So that can make a big difference.
And having someone to say, this is a really good idea, you can make it great if you were to tweak these couple of things about it.
Yeah, oh, amazing. So tell me a little bit along your journey, any time where you've had a shift even in your current business and how you've addressed that.
Yeah, I'll say one of the shifts that we took on right away was the ownership transition. And the prior owners had great reputations in the environment for what they had done with the gym and what the gym meant. The transition was for me to shift that from being the prior owners to my ownership, having that reputation. And the way we really addressed that was me thinking about how do I engage people in the community and people in the gym and establish and continue the gym's reputation so that people see, all right, the prior owners are gone, but Dogma Athletica is not gone. Dogma Athletica is still there and the same. And so having a thoughtful plan in terms of communication plan, engagement plan, and then really kind of getting it down to discrete steps and saying, all right, here are the steps that I'm going to execute. And we did that, and we had just a wonderful reputation as being really engaging, positive, welcoming culture that I simply love having at the gym.
Yeah, and that really comes through when, we're in the gym with you and seeing what you're doing. And I get your emails about your clients, and you always focus some success story. So tell me about how some of these things have affected your clients as well.
There was a recent woman that I interviewed. Her name is Jessica DeYoung. She's a local community member here. Jessica went through a battle with cancer, ocular cancer. And one of the incredible things that she shared with me was that coming back to Dogma Athletica was actually one of her motivations for getting through her treatment and getting through her recovery. And I heard that and I was like, you're just telling me that because it's me. And she's like, no, honestly, that was, she said, the support network that she had there in terms of the friends, the environment, the mental and the emotional engagement that she feels in the gym were big motivators for her. And I said, you know what, that's wonderful to hear because that is my mission.
Yeah, that is amazing. So tell me a little bit about things that might really inspire you or inspire people that are listening to this interview.
What really inspires me is when people have a growth-oriented mindset, when people look for learning opportunities. And so we have every month a theme. September's theme is coincidental with the school year is learning. And so that's something that I love seeing it when people bring tidbits to me in terms of opportunities for me to grow, or when I'm able to provide people with opportunities for them to grow and learn. It's having that growth mindset, I think, makes for a wonderful community like what we have here.
Yeah, that really does make a difference from thinking, of like growth and expansion versus, oh, this is too challenging, I can't do it. And I love how people are adopting that, especially you and your organization. And it's been super inspiring sitting here with you today. And I'm so excited for your success and where you're going. And I look forward to hearing more and more about, where things go. And if anybody is interested in learning more about you and your business, how can they reach you?
They can go out to our website, so dogmaathletica.com. There's actually a section on there where they can schedule a visit with me, and I would love to chat with them about either fitness challenges or performance psychology, and see how we could be of assistance to them.
Perfect. That sounds great. And if you'd like to learn a little bit more about how coaching can help your success, please reach out to me at kim@adventuresincoaching.com. And I hope you have a wonderful and successful day.
Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision. Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Happy Tuesday, December 5th. Also, happy Colorado Gives Day. I'm excited about this second hour because we have all of the nonprofits joining us here in studio. We'll be talking to Eagle County Gives, Mountain Family Health Centers, plus author Holly Johnson, and much more. Hour 2 of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Let's take another look at the weather here at the top of the second hour. Starting off this morning at about 8 a.m., we're seeing things just a little bit below freezing at 28 degrees, moving on to a high of 50 there in the afternoon, with winds coming from the west-northwest at about 5 to 10 miles an hour and sunny skies throughout the day. As we take a look at the hourly forecast here, again starting off 8 a.m., about 28 degrees, warming up to about 42 around noon, with that high happening sometime between noon and 4 p.m. there. And then at around 8 p.m., we're seeing things start to cool off a bit with that 31 degrees and clear skies overnight. Taking a look down at the I-70 corridor down in Denver, we're seeing a high of 61 with sunny skies. Vail, a high of 50, still sunny skies. And then in Avon, also sunny with a high of 51 and just a little bit cooler down in Eagle with that high of 48 degrees. But sunny skies all over the I-70 corridor today. Taking a look at the overnight forecast, we're still seeing clear skies with sunset coming in at about 4:42 p.m. and a low of 18 degrees with winds light and variable throughout the night. As we take a look there at the rest of the week, seeing Wednesday, sunny skies with a high of 55. Thursday, we've got partly cloudy, I should say, with a high of 44 and a 20% chance of rain. And then we've got that 90% chance of snow on Friday with a high of 32 degrees. And then Saturday, partly cloudy with that coldest day of the week there at 27 degrees. And then on Sunday, we've got a 60% chance of precipitation with that high of 35 today. And with the sunny skies out there today, it's a great opportunity to head into Eyepieces of Vail to check out a fantastic goggle for that sunny weather and in the event that you might get hit with some snowflakes. Speaking of,
I love that you led into the snowflakes. He said snowflakes, and now here we are talking about it. So in the first hour, Ben and I crafted snowflakes out of paper bags. You're probably going, how in the world does that actually work?
You did a much better job than I did.
It is what it is. I am a resident crafter in regard to paper bag snowflakes. But basically, we took 8 paper bags and glued them together with hot glue. We still have our hot glue here. But what you're going to do is you're going to slide your hand into the inside of the 2 outside paper bags, and you're just going to open it just like that. We get this gorgeous, beautiful snowflake. Now, here's the trick. You've got to hot glue them together, and that's going to be the fun part.
All right, you want me to hold that one for you?
Just kind of hold it right there, or if you just want, yep, there you go. We're just going to hot glue. So as I stick the glue there, stick them together. So start pushing them together there. Yep, and you're just going to kind of do this. Just like that, and you just kind of stick it all together. So you grab the edges and stick it all together just like that. And look at that. We've got a gorgeous, beautiful snowflake. Now, here's the fun part. I like this one. I'm about to make a mess all over the studio. We're just going to lay it flat, and then I've got some sticky adhesive. You're going to shake it up, Ben's like, let me get out of the way here. Shake it up, and then you're just going to spray a little bit on it here, just like that. And the beauty of this is that it's a snowflake, right? So it doesn't have to be perfect. But this is really sticky. You hold about 8 to 12 inches away, and we're just going to go ahead. I'm a big glitter girl. You're just going to sprinkle it on just like that. And the best part is you make sure they have newspaper down to catch all the glitter. And we've got a bunch of it. And it really doesn't matter, what it looks like, because snowflakes are unique and individual in their own way.
It really came together a lot different than I was expecting, and it's huge, which
That's
is
the
just
best part.
awesome.
And just shake off the excess glitter. There we go.
Of course, yours looks quite a bit better.
You know what, though?
Than mine.
I wouldn't worry about it, because what's unique about it all is that, I will say it. He cut well, but are you kidding? Look at that. It's still gorgeous. And that's the best part of snowflakes. But we are excited about the snow that's in the forecast, but today is Colorado Gives Day. So we are going to be chatting with several people about their nonprofits, about the significance of Colorado Gives to each individual and how it impacts our community. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Raisa Pascal. And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I?
Yes, I
do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals now. Check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Today, great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back. Now, it is hour 2 of our Tuesday morning edition, but it is a special Tuesday morning indeed because it is Colorado Gives Day. Joining me today on the couch is the Director of Development for the Mountain Family Health Centers, Emily. Emily, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm so excited about today. It's such an important day in our community, and you are part of Mountain Family Health Center. So what is it? Tell me all about it.
Yes. So Mountain Family Health Centers has 10 integrated health centers across Eagle County, Garfield County, and Pitkin County, but there are 3 health centers right here in Eagle County. One is in Avon. It used to be in Edwards in the Shaw Pavilion, and people had to walk up the hill to get there. So in February of 2023, we were so excited to move to Avon, to Chapel Square, which is a lot easier for accessibility for our patients. And then we also have a health center in Gypsum, where the urgent care used to be on McGregor Street. Mm-hmm. And then we have a school-based health center in Avon Elementary School. So it's convenient for kids to see a healthcare provider during the school day.
Wow, so you've got 10 locations and 3 of them right here in Avon. So you mentioned integrated health. What is integrated health and what do you provide?
Yeah. So integrated health, so we provide medical, behavioral health, and dental care. And we have pharmacy services at some of our locations as well. But integrated means that if a patient comes in for a medical need and the provider is talking to them and realizes, oh my gosh, they don't have a dentist. Well, we have a dentist. So they refer the patient to our dental team and take care of the whole person. So it's a holistic approach to health and well-being. So we really treat the whole person.
And that's amazing that you provide all of those services, and it's for affordable health care. So tell me, who is your demographic and who can come for treatment?
Yeah. So we serve the most vulnerable in our population. It's kind of surprising, but 39% of patients do not have health care coverage. And 75% of our patients are either on Medicaid or uninsured. So that's a huge number.
Yeah.
So we serve people who, whether they have insurance or don't have insurance. We have a whole enrollment team that makes every effort to sign people up for health insurance, Medicaid. We have a sliding scale payment plan for people as well that goes up to 400% of the poverty level. So we make it really affordable for people to access care. And what's staggering is that Colorado has a 10% uninsured rate.
Wow.
And here in our mountain region, which is, Eagle County, Garfield County, and part of Pitkin and beyond, it's 15%. So the need is so there for our community.
And you wouldn't think that because we're a resort town and you expect people to come here, but there are locals that take care of our space and our community. So it's very important. So 15%, and that's 5% above the state rate. That's incredible.
Yes. And I mean, the burden of providing health coverage a lot of times is on employers, and these are our workers in our community, and locals, or even people visiting, who the unexpected happens and they're looking for health care.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of healthcare, you have a Health for All fund.
Yes.
Tell me about the Health for All fund.
Yes. So the Health for All fund started in 2020, and it was really designed to raise awareness and, excitement around providing health care for everyone in the community. And it goes to our greatest need and helps provide insurance for people who can't afford it. Helps provide health care, I should say, not insurance. Helps provide health care and services for people who cannot afford it.
That's great. And now can anybody contribute to the Health for All fund?
Yes. I'm so glad you asked. Yeah, so today is Colorado Gives Day, and Mountain Family Health Centers participates in Colorado Gives Day. if you go to the coloradogives.org website, we have our profile is up there, and you can make anyone can make a donation to us. Yeah, and every dollar helps because it all goes to providing the great care that we do throughout the community.
That's amazing. And you're a nonprofit, and so today is a big day for fundraising for you. And
It is. I mean, Colorado Gives Day overall, I think last year raised $34 million in the state of Colorado. Much of it is grassroots support. It's the $25 donations. And right here in Eagle County, I think we raised nearly $1.5 million.
That's incredible.
Of that,
Yeah.
$34 million. Yeah.
Wow, that's huge. That's great.
Yeah.
So how many patients are you treating on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis? You know, do you see an uptick in specific time of year? Tell me more.
We have about 24,000 patients throughout our region that consider Mountain Family Health Centers their healthcare home with a primary care provider, or they come in for service, you know, of medical, dental, behavioral health service. So we see a lot of patients, and many of them right here in Eagle County with Avon being quite busy, a quite busy location.
And that's why Colorado Gives Day is so important, because this money is going to help keep people healthy, to keep our valley up and running and active, and just really providing like support for the well-being of everybody that's here.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Absolutely.
So in regard to your services, can you just walk in? Do you have to schedule appointments online? Tell me more.
We have, you can schedule an appointment. On our website is our phone number to call. We have a great call center that schedules appointments to all of our locations. So I recommend visiting our website and calling the appointment line to make an appointment, so you can let them know what you want to go in for.
That's great. And let's say you're not sure what to do or what kind of appointment. Do you have people that help recommend, you know, let's say my eye's twitching. Do I go see an optometrist or do I go see a regular doctor? You know, what is the cause of that? And do you kind of help say, well, hey, listen, let's talk about who you should meet or what you should do? Tell me more.
So, you know, one thing that we strive to do is have like a care team. So the person making the appointment is not trained medically, so they wouldn't give medical advice. But once you came for your appointment, you know, everybody from the medical assistant to the physician assistant or doctor would be working together to help in your care. So that I hope that answers
Yeah, no,
what
it
you were
absolutely
asking.
does. It's great to know that you have such a selective or an extensive staff and team on board. So you've got a care team, you've got doctors, you've got nurses, and all of these people, you know, are serving the greater good. They're not just doing it for profit, and so that's a big deal.
Yeah. So I've been with Mountain Family Health Centers for 4 months now. So I just recently started there, but you know, I'm so impressed by our staff. We have over 200 employees.
Wow.
And they are so dedicated to the mission of delivering healthcare for all, and committed. That they're very committed, and it's really inspiring to see.
Wonderful. Well, Emily, we appreciate you coming on. You know, best of luck to you today on Colorado Gives Day. I hope you raise as much as you did last year, if not more, and at least exceed that. We really appreciate all that you're doing to keep the Valley healthy.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Now, if you want to give, and healthcare and, you know, making sure the community is thriving and doing well, give to Mountain Family Health Centers. You can head over to their website or the Colorado Gives Day, and I believe maybe Eagle County Gives Day as well. Absolutely. So definitely head over there. Donate today. Today is a day of giving. So while you're thinking about giving to your family and friends this holiday season, impact the community as well. Now stay tuned. We have a bit more here right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tvavail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, welcome back to the show. I am so excited to have our next guest here. Joining me today is author Holly Johnson to talk all about her new book. Holly, how are you this morning?
I'm great. How are you, Kimberly?
I'm so good. You know,
Good.
I loved, you and I met at an event earlier this year, and so I loved chatting with you about what you do, but you do a myriad of things outside of being an author, but you just released a new book. Tell me the title of the book and what it's about.
Right. So it's called Breakthrough Your Hiring and Retention Barriers. And it was designed to be the sequel to my first business book, which was Breakthrough Your Hiring and Retention, Breakthrough Your Net Profit Barriers. And a publisher came up to me and said, hey, you know, I'd like to publish your next book. And I'm like, okay. And I was kind of thinking about a sequel, and he goes, well, what is it going to be on? And I'm like, oh, well, I'd like it to be a sequel. And he goes, I'd like you to go out and interview business owners and CEOs and organization leaders and find out what their barriers are to profitability. And hiring and retention was the big one.
Absolutely. Well, the two really do go hand in hand, because if you don't have the right talent in place in your business and you don't keep them, it really struggles to continue with that growth. You're just kind of stuck in a cycle.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, when you think about writing a book, it's like, you know, where are the gaps? And that's kind of what I focus on, you know, as a business coach or a profit acceleration coach, is where are the gaps in profitability? Because if you're in business, you're doing some things right. You know, same with hiring and retention. But when it starts becoming the point of overwhelm, then you can't really focus on leading your organization. You're doing it because you're so caught up in this vacuum of turnover and all that. And the research shows that highly aligned organizations are 70% more profitable. So what are those building blocks? And what I found in the books and the research that I did was there's a lot about employee engagement and company culture, but nobody was giving them the process. How do I actually improve my hiring and retention process?
Absolutely. So through your research, did you kind of provide guidance, or was it more so this is what we identified? Just tell me a little bit more about the results of your book and then how you put it all into print.
Well, what I found in interviewing CEOs and business owners and organization leaders there are companies who are doing it right. So what are those principles? And it really starts with your vision. And I don't care if you have 3 employees or even if you're a single person or lots of employees, it's the thing that gets you up in the morning. It's what you want to be known for, and in a very simple way. And then your mission statements are all the things that you do as a team every day to achieve your vision. And it gives you that point of reference to say, how are we doing? And then from there, your market dominating positioning, which in marketing is what's the problem that your customer or prospect has that doesn't want, and the solution they want that they don't have. So in break through your hiring and retention barriers, you make your employee prospect. What's the problem they have that they don't want, and the solution they want that they don't have? And so many business owners were saying, they're just lazy and they don't want to work. So I started interviewing millennials, because that's kind of our new labor force, and saying, or even older people, and they're going, most of what we do is not very interesting. And so I want to be aligned to the greater good. I mean, it's where nonprofits have really excelled in how they've gotten away with kind of paying below average salaries for a long time. I mean, they're still struggling too. But when you do it from the reference of the prospect, instead of talking about you, the company, but how is it relatable to somebody else? And it becomes the building block for your retention too.
Absolutely. And despite the rise of AI and ChatGPT and all of that, human capital still is your most valuable asset as a company. So your book couldn't come at a more relevant time.
Well, yeah, and people still want that human interaction. And, in the sales protocol, so many people are just deferring to social media and email and all that. It's a vacuum. It's that gray area. We're looking for black and white. And when you pick up the phone, do a Zoom, have a meeting, it's 4 to 1 more successful than social media, but a lot of people just want to hide behind it because, quote unquote, it's easy. It's kind of like taking out an ad and saying that you're doing marketing.
No, that's exactly right. So in your book, tell me about what readers can expect. Do you outline things and then give them a step-by-step plan, or do you highlight like kind of the discrepancies, if you want to tell us a little bit more without giving it away so that people read it?
Well, I kind of start out kind of identifying their pain because I've been there, I mean, what makes it relatable is that I've owned 2 PR and marketing firms. I've started a couple other smaller businesses, and a key employee came in one day and quit, and we thought we were doing everything right, and we found out we really weren't. And the biggest reason why she left was she didn't feel valued and respected or appreciated. And when you look at the reasons why people leave, and I go through this in my book, salary and compensation is only one of 13. So yes, money is important, but it's not the be all and end all. And so it also begins with, so we kind of identify the frustrations and challenges and some examples of business owners, CEOs who were doing things right, and what it meant to their bottom line. And then toward the end of the book is really more of a how-to. So I do walk them, how do you create the vision? How do you create the mission statements? And the analogy that I use is, what if we wanted to be the #1 best place to work in Eagle County or anywhere? And so what does that look like? And so I walk them through that process. And then also how to write the right job description. It's not about you, sorry. It's really about them. You start with your vision, and you start about kind of what you do and how you have become a successful business. And people go, oh, that's me. That sounds great. And then you get into the details of the job description.
Absolutely. So you mentioned employers that are doing things right. What specifically is doing it the right way? If you could give a great example of that, what would that be?
It's really starting with your vision and making sure that the people that you are hiring are aligned with that, and that your team, employees and staff isn't very warm and fuzzy, but the team, that it goes from telling people what to do and asking their own questions. And the key thing is to involve them in the discussion. A weekly meeting, I don't care how much time you don't think you have, is absolutely critical. And the companies who are really successful and have low retention, and I was really fortunate to have the CEO of Absolute Performance write my foreword, and he's started as, a handshake up to 300 employees. They have a less than 3% attrition rate. And the thing that really appealed to me about him is the way that he treats and interacts with his team.
Yeah, it really is important. And I think that's one of the things that employees love is being valued and seen by their executives. You kind of want to be invested, and that's a great way to get the buy-in from the employee. Otherwise, you're just doing a job. You're going in, you're waking up, you're punching in the clock, doing the things, and then going home. And it's just this cycle, because at the end of the day, and that's one of the reasons we live here in the Valley, you don't want to just be another cog in the wheel. You want to have an impact and live your life.
Right. Yeah. And, in sharing the challenges of running a business, I was working with a client yesterday, and it's like, you got to share your financials and how are we doing? And to break it down into small manageable pieces. So you set the goal, like, where are we now? Where do we want to be? And then you break it out, you back out 120 days. So if we took where we want to be by the end of the year and we want to grow it by $100,000 for ease of math, divide that by 12 months, what do we need to be doing every month? And then what do we need to be doing every week? And it's a small incremental change that leads to the compounded growth.
I love that. I love that it's planning to prepare and preparing for the plan. That's exactly right.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, Holly, where can we go to get your newest book and also the previous one for more information?
So my new book is, you can pre-order it. It should be, the actual paperback should be up this week, but you can pre-order a copy at a very special price on Amazon. And then my first book is only available to my clients as kind of a gift back. So, or when we do a discovery call. So, there's some interaction there. And then my first book, How to Make Feeling Good Your Priority, is also on Amazon.
Wonderful. So it is a Holly Johnson exclusive to work with you.
Yeah, for my net profit barrier book.
To learn all about profit and acceleration.
Right.
And then congratulations on the pre-order and the release of your new one. So we appreciate you. Thank you for coming on, and excited to see your progress and your journey and how you impact everyone here in the Valley.
Great. Well, thank you. I'm really excited.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. It's Colorado Gives Day. We've got several more people here, including Eagle County Gives, joining us in studio. So we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
At Revival Boutique Med Spa, we take an integrative and holistic approach to skincare, focusing on the bigger picture when treating our clients. We use only result-driven and science-based products that contain clean, organic, wild-crafted, and research-based ingredients. From injectables, facials, to body contouring, we offer anything related to looking your best self. Find us in the Riverwalk in Edwards. For a complete list of services, visit us online at revivalvail.com. Follow us on Instagram at Revival Vail Valley. Fall in love with your skin again. There's lots to love at Revival. Mind, body, beauty.
Hi there. Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. It is Colorado Gives Day, and joining us now is the Vail Valley Charitable Fund, specifically Brooke, their executive director. Welcome to the show, Brooke.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning. So Colorado Gives Day is a great opportunity for people in the community to support their local charities with a little bit of an extra incentive, correct?
That's right. Yeah. So this is the largest day of philanthropic giving. And all donations made January 1st through today are boosted through an incentive fund thanks to our friends at First Bank and Colorado Gives Foundation. They used to be the Community First Foundation and switched it up to kind of align more with the statewide giving effort that really is year-round. But donations made today are boosted through that incentive fund.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about the Vail Valley Charitable Fund and what you guys do in the community. I know that you are incredibly important and have provided a lot of critical assistance to people, but let's hear it from you guys.
Absolutely. So the Vail Valley Charitable Fund provides financial assistance for medical crisis. Medical crises oftentimes happen out of nowhere, and our locals find themselves struggling to pay their medical bills, pay for living expenses, keeping a roof over their heads, putting food on the table. So we step in and help with one-time direct aid grants up to $7,500. And we've been around since 1996, and since then we have raised and distributed $9 million to over 2,000 families right here in the Vail Valley.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you guys have a huge impact every year too, because like you were saying, that those medical emergencies can come out of nowhere, especially living in a resort community, and things are a little bit difficult anyway.
Sure.
And having that little bit of assistance is key, especially when something unexpected comes up, like a severe skiing injury or a severe rafting injury.
Sure, or stage 4 cancer, right? So that medical spectrum is so wide. And so, yeah, we step in to provide those necessary supports so that individuals can focus on healing, which is essential, right? Because in order for them to get through their medical journey, they just need to focus on their health. So this year alone, we have raised and distributed $313,000 to 83 locals right here in the Vail Valley, just through the direct aid grant program. We also put on 3 different extended grant fundraisers. You alluded to one about a rafting accident. So that was Brian Biggs and his family. He had to move back from college in Montana, and they had to ADA out their entire house. So that's a huge price tag, right? So that was in January. We did a fundraiser for Mark Peck, Dr. Peck, in May, who had ALS, who unfortunately passed away about a month later. And then in August, we helped a local 27-year-old Hannah Goutet, who was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. So again, that just displays the plethora of different medical issues that our locals here are experiencing.
So if somebody did need help from the Vail Valley Charitable Fund, how can they approach you guys? How do you guys kind of decide on aid and what, I guess, is within your purview? Because I would imagine that, you know, some of the more, I don't want to say minor injuries, but that might not necessarily fall under your umbrella, like a broken wrist, for example.
Sure. I mean, so yeah, there's an element of medical crisis means different things to different people, but really the only requirement is that the person lives and or works right here in the Vail Valley. So all the money that we raise and distribute stays right here in the Vail Valley. They can go to our website, vvcf.org, and under Apply for Aid, there's an online application. We have 14 fabulous board members who volunteer all of their time. We meet monthly to review these applications, and they make the decisions with all of the information that is provided. And sometimes it is that full $7,500, sometimes it's not. Sometimes if the need is much greater than that $7,500, we put out an extended grant fundraiser. So really it's all about the individual in need, and we look at the holistic needs of that individual.
Well, and do you guys just do the medical grants and extended grants program, or do you have other programs too that, say, provide dental assistance?
Great question. We do. We have 2 different dental programs. Our Eagle County Smiles Children's Dental Program. That program falls just behind in terms of growth of a special program. We've raised and distributed $63,000 this year to 31 kiddos, all the numbers flying around. And then we have our Eagle County Grins Adult Dental Program, Eagle County Moves Physical Therapy Program, and then the Vail Breast Cancer Subgroup. So other programs, and again, though, everything that falls under medical is kind of where our bread and butter is. So.
Well, and those are all of those other sub-organizations and subgroups. It's still all under the umbrella of the Vail Valley Charitable Fund, correct?
No, not so much.
No, they're not?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. But, well, I was hoping you were going to segue into back because I want...
I was.
Yeah,
and so I was going to kind of ask how,
Yeah.
Those other programs get funding and how the funding for the Vail Valley Charitable Fund impacts all of the different things that you guys do and how people in our community can get involved with the Vail Valley Charitable Fund.
Sure. Well, they can get involved, yes, by supporting direct aid, supporting dental, physical therapy, et cetera. They can also volunteer their time. And really, as we wind back to talk about Colorado Gives Day, I would say whatever program is of interest to you, whether it is helping ensure food security through the community market, whether it's outdoor or in-classroom education, whether it's horse therapy, there are so many different programs and nonprofits in this valley that provide necessary resources to locals here. And really, no donation is too small. So it can be $10, can be $100, can be $1,000. Whatever you can give makes an impact on our nonprofits' abilities to provide these resources every day.
And the Vail Valley Charitable Fund in particular, it's so great that you guys are here to kind of come in those moments of crisis and moments of need when people might not have anywhere else to go.
Sure.
And especially for things like refitting a house for ADA accessibility, if that's something that people need, or supporting some of that long-term care, like cancer care, that even people who do have insurance, the insurance might not cover anything other than, the bare minimum.
Sure. Or, yeah, and so the insurance requirement really doesn't apply to us because even if someone is insured, for example, they're out of work and getting chemo and radiation for 2 to 3 months, right? So stepping in and helping with those living expenses. If they are uninsured, then that's just a whole nother set of issues. But I will say, we've enhanced our partnership with local medical providers like Vail Health, and they provide their own financial assistance programs that, depending on the income level and whether someone's insured or not, provide a 60 to 100% discount on bills and stuff. And then also being able to call friends at the Edwards Ambulance District or Stedman or whatnot, and trying to get discounts on bills for those people who are applying, so that the grant dollars we give them goes further, that they can use it for their rent, that they can use it for prescriptions, whatever. And again, it just boils down to the individual and the power of meeting an individual where they are now in order to get them to where they need to be. And that takes working with a collaborative effort. Yeah.
So where can people go to support Vail Valley Charitable Fund or donate as part of Colorado Gives Day if they're so inclined?
Sure. So handy dandy little sign here, Eagle County Gives. So we are a local coalition of 56 nonprofits strong. You can go to eaglecountycoloradogives.org, and that is where you can research all of the nonprofits that are actively engaged in this effort. And really determine where your passions lie in order to support these individual organizations. And so you'll do your research and then you'll go to coloradogives.org. And that's where you can essentially create your shopping cart of this organization. This is how much I'm going to give. And honestly, if you did it last year, then your preferences will pop up automatically, which you can easily modify. But strongly encourage you to, again, whether it's $1 or $1 million, go check us out and see what we're about, and help us continue to help others in our community today.
Awesome, Brooke. Well, Thank you so much for joining us, and make sure to check out Colorado Gives Day to donate to all of the incredible charities throughout the Vail Valley, especially the Vail Valley Charitable Fund. We'll be right back after a short break.
Good morning, Vail.
Show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Lions Head Jewelers Fossil and Mineral Gallery. Located in the heart of Lions Head Village for over a decade, our 4,000 square foot gallery boasts a one-of-a-kind experience that cannot be found anywhere else in Vail. We carry the most exquisite array of fine jewelry, high-end minerals, and museum-quality fossils. We invite you to come in and explore all the history and beauty that nature has to offer.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I'm joined now on the couch by members of the Eagle Valley Community Fund and First Bank. We've got Joel, Caitlin, and Grace here with me on the couch. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. So, with everything we got going on with Colorado Gives Day, you guys are kind of the masterminds behind everything a little bit, correct?
We try, yeah.
Mastermind's a strong word,
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess. So tell me a little bit about how First Bank got involved with the Eagle Valley Community Fund and how the Colorado Gives kind of came out of this partnership.
Totally, yeah. So on the First Bank side, we've been there from the beginning. So we partnered with Colorado Gives Foundation, which used to be Community First Foundation, back in 2010 to start Colorado Gives Day. That year, we kind of set the goal to try to raise $1 million and have one dedicated day to raising money for local nonprofits. We were able to raise $8 million that day, and it's blown our expectations every single year of what we think we're going to be able to raise. The community of Colorado really steps up on this day. There's a ton of energy and a ton of excitement, and we raise a ton of money for nonprofits.
Wow, and so First Bank does a little bit to help kind of support everybody here too, right? Yeah. And so that way that the donations that are given through Colorado Gives go a little bit further thanks to First Bank, correct?
Totally, yeah. So we have an incentive fund. It's a little bit over $1 million, but every dollar that's raised at Colorado Gives Day, we contribute an additional incentive fund. So if your nonprofit is able to raise funds on Colorado Gives Day, we go ahead and add to that. It's a percentage of the total that's raised. But yeah, we'd like to get involved that way. And then on a more local level, we get involved. We have an employee giving program where our employees, and almost everybody does it, volunteers to set aside a portion of their paycheck every single 2 weeks, and then on Colorado Gives Day, they're able to allocate that to whatever nonprofit and multiple nonprofits, and so we like to support it in any way we can.
Well, it definitely seems like as you're just wandering around the community, First Bank is out there and heavily involved, really trying to support Colorado Gives Day and all of the local nonprofits. So how does the partnership with the Eagle Valley Community Fund work and with Colorado Gives Day? How do you guys partner with First Bank to kind of help build more
Yeah, so
community?
there's all different areas of Colorado Gives Day. So like Joel alluded to, there's a statewide effort, Colorado Gives Day,
really driving giving. Then there's Eagle County Gives, which is the collaborative of 56 local nonprofits coming together. And so not only does First Bank sponsor at that statewide level, but they also sponsor locally to help our efforts to drive that collaboration. And then you trickle down to that individual nonprofit level. So Caitlin and I are with Eagle Valley Community Foundation, which operates the community market Mira, and our third program, Elevar. And then, like Joel said, on that local level, encouraging employees to get involved. We've got board members from First Bank and just different people. Like you said, it's hard not to see First Bank right alongside the nonprofits in our community, making it such a great place to live.
So 56 nonprofits in the Vail Valley?
Yeah.
That's incredible. So is that just taking over kind of every aspect of life and all of the different things that you could get involved with? Or is it more just kind of medical nonprofits or food nonprofits or...
It is a little bit of everything. That's a great question. So if you go to EagleCountyColoradoGives.org and click on that nonprofit section, you can actually sort by any interest. So if you're interested in animals, we've got the Horse Rescue, the Humane Society, groups working in there. If youth is what you are passionate about, there's the Education Foundation, Youth Power 365, and you can actually use that feature to sort by what you're passionate about. And I think what makes Colorado Gives Day so cool is it makes it easy to donate to multiple places all at once. And so if you've got a passion and your partner's got another passion, but you want to give back to the community, you can give to multiple nonprofits on Colorado Gives Day.
And so you can just kind of select the different nonprofits that you're interested in from the Colorado Gives website and just kind of almost as if you were on Amazon on your shopping cart, right? And just kind of put all those donations together as one big package?
Yeah.
Awesome. That makes it super, super convenient. So what else is going on with Colorado Gives Day today? And what is Eagle County Gives doing to kind of help make things a little bit more local?
Local and visible. So if you see any of the roundabouts, all the way from Vail to Gypsum, we've got members of our collaborative and local nonprofits standing out, making sure that everyone who drives by knows that today is Colorado Gives Day. So maybe when you sit down at your desk and you get back to work, you remember, like, oh, I'm going to go visit that website and make a donation. We've got different community members out in coffee shops, so hopefully when people grab their cup of coffee this morning, they can also grab one of our free tumblers or a sticker and check it out. Again, we just encourage people to visit that website today through all of these different activations and really encourage them to find something that's their passion.
Well, and the amount that people give, you know, you can give anything, right? It doesn't have to be $100. It can be just the price of that cup of coffee too, right?
Yeah. I think that's what's really cool about Colorado Gives Day and grassroots giving is you really see the collective effort of donations coming together. So in Eagle County, we raised over $1.5 million. We're going for that again today. But that's made up of your neighbor donating $5, and maybe someone's got a little bit extra to give $100 or $500. And really, another goal we set is that number of donors. We had over 400 last year, and like in this community, we hope to keep growing that number.
Wow. And so let me ask you guys each this, and we'll start with Joel. Do you have a nonprofit that you kind of is top of your list, one that you're really focusing on or thinking about?
For sure. So there's several boards that I sit on and I volunteer. First Bank really encourages that and makes it a priority, which is fantastic. And we have this thing called volunteer time off. It's similar to PTO. And so all of our employees are able to use work time to go and volunteer for their favorite organization. So one that I serve on is Mountain Youth, which is pretty visible here in Eagle County, and they're pretty big. But then some of the other ones that are near and dear to my heart would be like Roundup River Ranch. I love the work that those people do over there. So there's a big old list, and every single year I try to keep my priority list and make sure I give to every one of those organizations.
Awesome. We don't have too much time left, but Caitlin, what's a nonprofit that you're focusing on this season?
As team members of Eagle Valley Community Foundation, Grace and I are focusing on our team and our programs, the community market and the Mira Bus, and our newest program, Elevar. So we're excited to continue to engage community members and bring services to Eagle County members in need.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us and for putting on such an amazing program and for telling us all about it. Thank you so much. And we'll be right back after a short break.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar Hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Snooki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
Good morning, Vail.
Let's take a look at today's weather and through the next 5 days, actually, as we look at the end of this week. Wednesday, high 55, low of 21, sunshine. So we've got spring skiing temperatures on Wednesday, but as we move through the rest of the week, it gets colder and colder. Thursday, 20% chance of precipitation, partially cloudy, high of 44, low of 19, so chilly at night. Friday, 90% chance of snow showers. That high is going to be 32 degrees. And believe it or not, it's not going to be 99, but you know what? It is what it is. Saturday, partially cloudy, high of 27, low of 8, so chilly Saturday night. And then Sunday, 60% chance of precipitation, scattered snow, 35 for the high, 12 degrees for the low. But you know what? We may be coming to the end of our show, but it is just the beginning of Colorado Gives Day.
It certainly is. And there's so many wonderful nonprofits in the Valley to give to. So make sure to check out coloradogives.org for a little bit more and to make some donations.
Absolutely. I'm your host, Kimberly, and Ben and I will see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking